Welcome to another smoothjazz.com No Messin session. That's what we call it. These sessions are designed to support the artist on their journey in digital times. We take on candid yet very casual conversations about branding, marketing, recording, production, and more. And today we are taking on social media and how it pertains to artist development. Joining me today with nearly 500,000 social media followers and over 85,000 Spotify listeners, bassist extraordinaire, founding member of Foreplay, and one of the most recorded musicians in the universe, and my friend Nathan East. Welcome, Nathan.
Hey guys. Well, I didn't know who
and
that.
and weighing in upwards of 1 million followers on Facebook and Instagram and 10,000 monthly Spotify followers is 14-year-old rising star, keyboardist, multi-instrumentalist, and Shanachie recording artist Justin Lee Schultz.
Yay!
Good to see you, Justin. Also with us today is smoothjazz.com social media director and radio promoter Dale Murphy. Dale is responsible for helping smoothjazz.com get a combined social media following of over 100,000. And she is also our eye in the sky. She has the stats and the deets on most of today's smooth jazz artists and beyond. Welcome, Dale.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So, gentlemen, congratulations on your musical success, your career success, and thanks for taking the time to be with us here today as we kind of do a deep dive on the social scene. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
I often tell artists that the cornerstone or the first step of branding is the social media world, and that's because one, it's free, and two, it allows us to make a connection, right? An emotional connection with our audience and industry folks. Nathan, you probably are one of the busiest people I've ever known. You've got sessions, you've got tours, you've got travels, you've got podcasts, you've got artist works where you're teaching, you've got voiceovers for some killer radio station on the internet. And you've got one of the coolest families ever, and yet you still have time or find time and inspiration to share snippets of the life and times of Nathan East. And the biggest question I have of you is, where are you finding the time and the energy to do this, and what's inspiring you?
Wow. Well, first of all, you can't sleep very much, but no, in general, it's just fun. I like documenting my life in general, anyway. So, um, we all have these cameras in our pockets now. Never leave home without them. So it's just fun to just document where we go and some of the scenes and events that are really exciting. So yeah, I take a lot of joy in just kind of, and whether it's with the family or with in the session with everybody, and it's just always fun to kind of capture the moment.
Are you finding that you need to carve out minutes during the day, or does it become longer than that?
No, I try to actually minimize the time that it takes to just, I mean, it's fairly easy to just grab a photo and post it, and then that's kind of, I don't do as many videos as our buddy here,
Yeah.
which are all good and fun to watch. But it's just, again, anything to document, kind of what's going on in life.
That's cool. I mean, that's a great approach. That's a nice, healthy approach to it as well. Not feeling driven by it, but rather incorporating it as part of the joy and the experience.
Right.
Yeah. And Justin, you are also so busy. In fact, you're taking a break right now and recording, and but you also play out a lot and you're traveling a lot. And of course, you have something that the rest of us don't have. It's called school. So you're still doing that.
Yeah.
And so we want to know where you're finding the time to post these really cool videos, because you focus a bit on these fun performances you do with your sister and your dad, but also others in your community and around the world. And then also follow-up question is where you're finding the time to respond to the people who react. I think that's so cool. You actually write back to people.
Yeah. So, in terms of, finding the time to, do these videos, it's pretty much for fun. So anytime I have like a break from school or, if I have a break from recording or practicing, I'll just like put on a track and jam to it. And for the comments, I think it's just cool to, respond to comments. It's cool to interact with the people who's commenting on your videos and liking them. And it's also cool when you have like people like Mr. Nathan East commenting, and it's like so mind blowing to me that, he would like my stuff. And yeah, so that's pretty much it.
So you're inspired by the inspiration.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
kind of like that, yeah. And I'm not sure if you either of you are aware of this, and you probably are, but you're both so genuine about how you approach social media. But the one thing that I want to convey to the artists watching right now, and to thank you both for, is that when you respond to promoters, or when you acknowledge that you are part of a festival or a gig or a project or whatever, and acknowledge that or share it, you literally help the person who's invited you to be part of their project, their promotion. Oftentimes that translates to ticket sales or something more. And it creates a synergy that we appreciate on both sides. And I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but thank you for your support in it.
Thanks so much.
Well, it's been one of those things for years. I mean, even at the local levels coming up, when I was Justin's age, you always wanted to let people know about the gig, if you're going to be playing at school or up at the gym, so back in the day, we kind of had to rely on the newspaper, the calendar or section or something like that. But now it's just great to be able to just, shout it from your own media and let you know. And then we're all kind of in this together. A promoter wants people to show up. The artists want people to show up. So if we're both on the case, that's kind of mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what some artists do? They actually go to the trouble of wearing the brand on their t-shirt when they do high profile videos.
Yeah.
And nobody's hating that. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks for sending me the t-shirt. I mean, I had to put something on this morning, and there it was.
Oh, we just love you for it, Nathan. But Dale, don't you find that that's one of the things that we need to convey to our artist clients almost the most is when you get a gig, shout it from the mountaintops, right? Get on your social media and make it happen.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said. It's the synergy of it. It's the the circle of life. Exactly what Nate was just saying. Artists want people to come out, promoters want people to come out. And it's important that everybody is a part of it. So
Definitely.
Gigs, it makes the gigs.
That's it. Justin, what's your favorite platform?
I use Instagram the most, so I would say Instagram. So I usually make content specifically for Instagram and then share it to Facebook and YouTube. So that's my process of doing it. So Instagram.
That's smart, and that's time efficient, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're not, doing too much content and taking time away from, more important things like maybe interviews or studio time. So
Yeah, like this or the song you're about to go play next.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, is anybody Snapchatting on this panel? Who's snapping?
Not that much. My sister has Snapchat, but we only snap each other. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it on an unlimited basis because the kids have it, and prior to IG, I used to, that was fun. But yeah, I think I'd say the same about Instagram, and then it just links to the Facebook and the other sites.
Nathan, you tend to run 2 pages because that's just kind of how you roll anyway. If there's more to do, you're going to be doing it. But you have your personal page and you've got your brand page. How is that? How are you dividing the 2 in your mind, and then how are you running them both?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure how that happened. It just all of a sudden I had 2 pages, and I think when I was making the record and everything, I set up sort of like a fan page, and then there's the personal one that you can only have X amount of people. I think it's up to 5,000 before they limit your followers. So
Exactly.
I think,
Yeah.
well, that's no good. You got to cutting people out, and so but it's nice. Then I haven't worked out how to link the pages yet, so I'll just whichever one comes up on whatever device. And now we all have devices, iPads, computers, iPhones. So whichever one comes up, then I just, pop it on there. I don't, kind of live and go down the wormhole, because then that's too time consuming. So it's usually a pretty quick process.
That's cool. And I think that makes sense. And I think the brand page is, we're going to discuss that in just a moment. Dale and I, we call it a brand page, the one that has the unlimited, followers.
Right.
That's the one that musicians want to focus on. But at the same time, it's not good to ignore the friend page, because those 5,000 people want to be included as well, so. Okay, if you guys don't mind, we're going to take a quick moment. Dale and I are going to discuss the social media no-nos and the social media must-haves. And if either of you, Nathan or Justin, have anything to contribute there, feel free to jump in. Okay,
Okay.
You ready, Dale? Okay, and this kind of tees off on what Nathan was just talking about. Don't use your friend page as your brand page. One, Nathan just said it, it limits you to just 5,000 people. And here's a big key thing. No one can link to your friend page from another brand page or business page. So you always want to have the brand page as well as an artist.
Yeah. Don't add the word official or fan page to your Facebook page. It just makes it hard to find you, and it's not really that friendly. Plus, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they all can verify you. So it's really pretty easy process to do based on all the guidelines on the platform. So do that instead. Get verified.
On that note, don't make the page names complicated. Nathan East is Nathan East. Justin has a band called the Justin Lee Experience. So he goes by the JLS Experience, but his name is also in his brand page. So keep your name simple. If you find another musician out there that has your name, then incorporate music or jazz or your instrument, bass, sax, whatever. Simple is better.
Okay, I just learned something.
So far, you're ticking every box, both of you.
Right.
Keep going. This is interesting.
Don't make the mistake that social media is marketing. It's social media, and unless you are really well known, people won't find you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, unless you market your music.
So those are just a few tidbits of the no-nos that we've found in our line of work over here at smoothjazz.com. The must-dos: always fill out your about section, no matter what level you're on, because again, it's free. And it's a great way to get, the highlights of your career out there. Nathan will have to have a super large about section for all of the people he's ever played with, but he could include the highlights. And then we also like to recommend in the about section to put a contact, like either your website or a manager's email address or your email address.
Create a short, informative, and witty profile description on Insta and Twitter.
Yeah, because you don't get long on either of those platforms. You just get a few words. So people like me who are going to snoop out about who you are and what you're doing, I always appreciate it when you, put your titles or what your accomplishments are in 200 characters if you can. And also fill out the about section on Spotify. This is really important because it is the #1 resource for talent buyers. And they are looking to see what you're about, who you're about. It's a free opportunity. Put a paragraph in about yourself.
Yep. And promote your Spotify account on your social pages. Drive as much traffic as you can to Spotify, since this is, again, the #1 resource for talent buyers and music industry people.
Exactly. And lastly, add a professional timeline cover. Now, Nathan's got a beautiful timeline cover on his social media page. It's a performance shot. Is that with Clapton, Nathan?
Let's see, that I think the one you might be talking about was actually with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at the last NAMM show that we performed in 2020, I believe. And it's
Okay.
just like a stage shot with the group of Verdine and all our buddies over there. So I think that's the one I have on that platform.
And a picture is worth 1,000 words. So when you stop by and see what Nathan's got going on his Facebook page, you're immediately enveloped in that experience, and everything you need to know about this artist, what level he's on, and what his experiences are. And for Justin, all those really cool videos, you could take one of those and maybe get it down to 60, 90 seconds and put one of those in your timeline, because they're allowing for that now. And you've got such cool content. So
Thank you.
gentlemen, we are so excited that you joined us today. It's an important mission that we're on here, to help educate artists coming up at whatever level they are, you know, in their career. And we appreciate all that you're doing out there, and to share some of your secrets and how you've incorporated the social media experience into your everyday life. We know how busy you are. Before we let you go, though, we want to welcome Justin Lee to our cruise coming up, Nathan, in Tahiti in 2022.
Yes. And I see we did it.
We did
And,
it.
yeah. And I remember you reaching out to me last year and saying, oh, it really be fun to play together and be there. So welcome. And we're going to have a great time.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to hearing you play with Foreplay. I saw that on the poster and I freaked out because Robin Ford was playing guitar and he's one of my favorite guitar players. So.
Yeah, one of mine too. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
I'm glad you're going to be able to make it. Yay.
Thanks so much.
And then Sandy, when is that going to happen again?
That is April 20. I'm so glad you asked. April 23rd through the 30th of 2022. So hopefully by then we'll be through the thick of some of these things happening in the world right now, and be feeling a little bit more comfortable about traveling. And some of the cabin categories are selling pretty briskly. So if you'd like to join us on this bucket list adventure, we're sailing from Papeete to Bora Bora, Moorea, and other private motus, if you can imagine, in the South Pacific, in the French Polynesia. So you can find out more about that at jazzweekender.com, or just look at Nathan's t-shirt. It's right there.
Yeah, right there.
We're super excited to have you, Justin. Both Nathan and I remember when you reached out to us on social media, by the way, in Messenger, to say, hey, you know, I'd love to play with you guys. I'd love to come. So I thought that was a nice full circle for sure, that we've got you here. And we're very excited about your career, you know, Justin.
Yeah.
Here to help you any way we can. And we know that you can teach us a few things, a few tricks as well.
The future of music is in good hands.
In good hands. Yes. Yes. Dale, thanks so much for joining us as well today. Keep up the good work out there for smoothjazz.com. Nathan and Justin.
I'm always trolling. I'm always the good trolling, not bad trolling, but I always see what's going on. So, and you know, I think you guys both hit the nail on the head, that you guys share your joy. You know, it's joyous for you to share what you're doing while you're out in the world and you're in the studio. And I think that's why people resonate with your social media and why you guys are so successful with it. So I think you guys just said exactly what all artists need to hear, is just share who you are, share your joy, share your passion, you know, and that's what'll connect with people. And that's what'll continue, you know, for you to connect with the world. So.
Absolutely. Well, we're having fun in the meantime. And, you know, I think we're the world is at a stage now where everybody just kind of go with your heart and have fun with it. And sometimes we have to shake life off, you know, don't get too serious about everything, you know, but just have fun. And again, I like to capture some of the fun images and times, and just those are fun to always look back on years down the line. You may look back, oh yeah, we did have a great time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the bonus question here is it cool to post photos of food, or is that not cool?
I post them.
Justin?
Eyes.
Well, I don't really post food pics that much, but occasionally I'll do it on the stories to say, look at this chocolate cake. Yeah.
Well, now we know your priorities. It's
right.
the cake department there.
The cake department, and then like ramen. Those are the two that.
Spoken like a true teenager.
Yeah.
And Nathan, I've seen some of those breakfasts with eyes and smiles.
Oh yeah, blueberries make great eyes, you know, and then orange peels, their smile, you know, tomatoes is good nose.
Yeah, good nose, yeah. Yeah, well, anybody who gets a text from Nathan East knows that he knows his emoticons and emojis like anyone I've ever met. Just it's a rainbow of you, and my sister are the best at those.
You know what, I'm still trying to get a bass clef emoji because there's a treble clef, but no bass clef. So we gotta have a word with the folks at Apple, you know.
Exactly. They're missing a few emojis.
Yeah, we need a bass guitar emoji too. There's only a
Yeah, we
guitar.
need a bass guitar. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
those two things right away, you know. And Justin, I'm going to be calling you for bass lessons here pretty soon. So
No, I need to call you for bass
come
lessons.
on, bro. You're killing it. It's like
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's really so much fun to watch. And I know I personally have been following you since Bob James played me the video of you going over to his house and you guys
Wow.
played a little duet together.
Wow.
And you were switching places like automatically.
Oh yeah.
And
That was so fun.
yeah. And
Maybe
so,
we'll get Bob to do that again with you in Tahiti.
hey, exactly.
And put those two videos together. Be like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. Gentlemen, thanks. Please feel free to stay in touch with us. And we'll look forward to your next recording, Justin. And we look forward to your next superpower feat, Nathan.
Listen, thanks, Sandy, for your support, continued support, and Dale. And we always have fun up at the Jazz Weekender, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing to keep it going forward.
Thanks so much. For
Thank you.
smoothjazz.com, this No Messin session is in the can. Thanks so much for watching.